North Korean leader Kim Jong Un could be traveling to Russia in the coming weeks to meet with the Russian president, Vladimir Putin. That's according to a U.S. official who expects the meeting to happen next month. Russia is trying to get more equipment for its war against Ukraine, and Russia's defense minister said the two countries may also hold joint war games. But North Korea has made public commitments saying that it wouldn't give or sell arms to Russia. The U.S. is urging the regime to stand by those statements. Joining us now is Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute. Jamil, thank you so much for being here.
Kelly, thanks for having me.
So we learned about the letters the two leaders exchanged last week, and now this potential meeting. These two are really seen as the bad guys on the global stage. Should we be concerned?
Absolutely. The increasing connections between all of these globally repressive nations. We've seen North Korea and Russia in this case. We've seen China working with Russia already. And of course, Iran has been supplying a significant number of drones already to Russia in this conflict. So what we're seeing now increasingly is all of these nations that oppose U.S. policy working together, collaborating not just on Ukraine, but on larger strategic issues, including defense and intelligence sharing.
So what is the benefit both countries will gain from this deal potentially? Could Russia help North Korea develop nuclear weapons or with launching satellites, perhaps?
Well, absolutely. We know that North Korea today already has nuclear weapons capabilities. They're increased to try to improve their long-distance ballistic missile capabilities and their ability to conduct intelligence surveillance with satellites. And Russia, of course, has high-end capabilities, some of the best in the world alongside ours. And so if they begin sharing that kind of capability with North Korea, it makes them much more lethal potentially against us. That's a concern, obviously, not just for our nation, but for all the allies together.
So the two countries could hold joint war games. What do you think that could look like? And could that raise any security problems for neighboring countries as well?
Absolutely. We have a lot of allies in the region, and we're increasingly seeing not just the Russians and the North Koreans talking about joint war games, but potentially China as well. That obviously threatens our friends in India, Japan, Taiwan. The entire Asian region is potentially under threat. The Indo-Pacific, I should say, under threat from this kind of alliance. It's something we need to watch out very carefully for. Remember, we saw President Xi and President Putin get together just a few months back talking about the role they were playing in the world, now adding in North Korea and potentially Iran for the Middle East into that mix. Very lethal potential problem for us and our allies, not just in the Indo-Pacific, but Europe as well.
All right, one last question I'd love to get in here. How do you think China feels about all of this?
Well, China obviously will be concerned about the increasing closer relationship between Russia and North Korea, but we're seeing the Russians play this smart. They're including China in some of these conversations, including about joint war games. So the Chinese being brought in, but obviously will be concerned if North Korea breaks away too far from their orbit.
All right, Jamil Jaffer, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Kelly.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.